This is Chapter 10, Section 2, Problem number 11. This problem asks to test the hypothesis using a p-value approach. Be sure the requirements of the test are met. So they give us the null hypothesis. And given information here is the null hypothesis is equal to 0.73. In the alternative hypothesis, p is less than 0.73. N is 500, x is 340, and the area of significance is 0.05. So they want us to find the requirements to perform the hypothesis test must be a simple random sample. Here, where n times p times 1 minus p is greater than or equal to 10. So I plug in here for my n and my p. I simplify it, and I get 98.55, which is greater than 10. So that first requirement is met there. Okay, so it's greater than 10. The requirements to perform the hypothesis test is satisfied. Okay, so determine whether it's a left-tailed or right-tailed test or two-tailed. We notice here it's pointing in which direction. It's pointing to the left, so it's a left-tailed test. It's a left-tailed test. Okay. So the formula for the test statistic is given below here. So we can plug in and find it, or we can use StatCrunch to find the test statistic. So what I did is I used StatCrunch to find the test statistic. So here I open StatCrunch, and I went to proportion stats, and it's one sample. In this case, I don't have data, I have summary. So I put in a number of successes is 340. Number of observations is 500. And we're doing a hypothesis test. For p is equal to 0.73, and in this case it's less than. Then we can hit compute. And there we can see our, let's see, and our z statistic there. So I found my p hat to be x over n, which is 0.68, and my z statistic to be a negative 2.52, which we can see there from the data. And then we can see our we can see the p-value here, which is that area. Okay. It corresponds to the z statistic. And then they ask us to compare the p-value with the level of significance, alpha. So we find that that's given to us in the beginning, 0.05. If the p-value is less than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. Okay. So we can see the p-value here. The p-value is here, 0.006, and the level of significance there at the alpha is 0.05. The alpha is larger, means that the p-value is smaller. It's larger, so we end up rejecting the null hypothesis for this problem. Okay.